We are ready, folks.
Happy Wednesday.
Because what we got for you today is unrivaled awesomeness coming from the best podcast on the internet outside of Too Strong and Straight Talk and the Hooch. All of the above. Mostly because it's intertwined, we're that good. But we got some info for you about the strikes that America made at the behest of Mr. One Potato Head Biden. And we also have a statement made by Iran. So we're going to do some divulging of information and dissecting of said information to see where we lie. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right. I want to start today's things off because it's going to be a very heavy topic, and I mean very. I hope that the people that are responsible for what I'm going to show don't mind me showing and they don't give me a strike. I doubt they will because I doubt they do that. So I'm gonna have you watch it because I thought it was just funny. It killed me. I was dying laughing when I saw this. When I tell you my stomach hurt, my head hurt, my neck because it twisted so bad. Look, it's funny. So I figured we'd break the ice with that first, and then we'll get into the topic at hand. Now, if you are offended by the truth, I'm sorry. And especially if you're offended about jokes about the truth, I'm doubly sorry. And I'm not recanting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So prep yourself. And if you're not following these people,
it's Freedom Tunes. Okay, they're really good.
Go subscribe to Freedom Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They are some of the funniest and most accurate people on the web right now. Kid you not. All right. So enjoy, because I sure did.
All right, class, the administration's decided we need to make math more dumb. For black people.
What?
We noticed black students were falling behind, so we've decided to change the definition of the word behind. Makes them feel a bit better about being black.
I'm one of the top students in the class. When did black people ask you to make math stupid?
Listen up, Uncle Tom. You may like to crunch the white man's numbers, but your brother Clarence ain't with it, yo. Am I reaching you?
Get your out of here.
Yes, sir.
I told you that blacks just ain't capable of the things white people is.
That's right. Very good. Now listen up, students. And homies. First question. If I go to the store and buy 300 basketballs and give away 32 of them, how many do I have left?
268.
268?
30.
30. That's correct. Would you mind toning it down? When you're good at math, it hurts the black students' feelings.
It does not. I got the answer correct, too.
Shut up, cracker.
I do declare their brains is just not predisposed to such kind of mathematizing as ours.
I'm so proud of you for recognizing your privilege. If only the other white people in this room would.
Enough. Clarence isn't learning because Clarence doesn't care. Or maybe his school sucks. But dumbing the lessons down won't make him good at math. It's just gonna make us bad at it.
Oh, we got America's favorite cookie over here, huh? Regular Oreo, black outside, white inside. Do you approve of me? Does the black community approve of me? Do I have your approval? Approve of me? Would you approve of me? Approve of me? Do you approve of me? Please approve of me? Please approve of me?
I realize now how obnoxious I've been. Now that I see the world through black eyes.
Become
a member at Freedom.
I miss it.
It's brilliant. Brilliant.
I'll tell you guys why it's most The most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Because it's true.
Because, man, the left, okay, has become so silly that that's what they actually believe.
Yeah.
This is what they believe.
It's true.
Now, Freedom Tunes, what Freedom Tunes does is take the left and show you the stupidity of them in humor form. Ironically, it is the most accurate depiction of them ever. And he says that you can see the truth through black eyes.
I mean, truth is stranger than fiction, and in this case, it's literally
that is true.
And it's so strange to see.
And for people that get offended or upset with stuff like that, the truth hurts.
It do.
And if the shoe fits, wear that.
Better wear it.
Better wear it, because that is some truth right there. And Marlon's right. The left is so outside of their mind right now that they think we are stupid. We can't get an ID. We don't know how to use the internet. We can't get the polling stations. We can't function without the government telling us how to function, i.e., academics. They need to lower the standard for equity because these poor black folk can't do 1 + 1.
Well, it's also the same.
Let me tell you something. You know, I grew up in Long Beach, California, right? And black people knew a lot about numbers. I'll tell you that right now. They knew how to count some dollars. They knew how to weigh some ounces. They knew how to do all that stuff. So they're actually mathematicians, if you actually really thought about it.
I think that it's the only way that it would make that worse if they just started doing everything in metric, and then they're like, okay, so here's how you measure things in ounces and grams.
It's just funny to me that if this is how the left behaves, like, I just liken back to the whole, you know, queers for Palestine or you know,
they're not the
feminists for hijabs. That's that kind of stuff.
It is an insane thing, but when you look at it, they're not. Honestly, they don't believe that they're being hilarious or wrong.
Yeah,
they do genuinely believe this stuff because in their mind, if they view people this way, it is not pandering to them, and it is not untrue because they don't realize that they're actually the racist ones.
Yep.
Ironic.
Have you seen the newest South Park episode, the Into the Pandaverse?
I have not yet.
You need to. It's an absolute.
Oh, is that the one with the
golden?
Make it more female, make it more women and more gay. That more like
Make her female, lame, and gay. Like that's what it is. So like when Cartman gets replaced by a female, a black female, and there's like PC principals like, I don't see a problem with Cartman turning into a black female. Like that's how the left actually operates. I don't see a problem. If you have a problem with that, maybe you should go look at your own white supremacy.
That's the new thing.
Transphobic.
That's the new thing.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd bring some humor first off because what we're going to talk about is it means war. So the transition from haha to is scary. Okay, it's scary. I was like, where'd Koi go?
Oh, I guess they changed it, so they just removed the screen when you turn the camera.
Oh, okay.
I
was gonna say he just decided he was gone.
That's a little more. That's a little more professional.
A little bit,
a tiny bit, but then it was jarring because I wasn't.
It just scared me a little bit. I had not seen that happen yet. So let's read some articles, and we'll dive into it real quick. The U.S. strikes Iranian targets in Syria, says the Pentagon. And so what does it say? What U.S. military carried strikes against 2 facilities in eastern Syria used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and groups it backs. The Pentagon said Thursday in response to a spat of attacks against U.S. forces in both Iraq and Syria. Of course, you never heard of these attacks because they probably never happened. As tensions soar over Israel-Hamas conflict, U.S. and coalition groups have been attacked at least 19 times in Iraq and in Syria by Iran-backed forces in the past week. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Has there been like reports? I haven't even seen that on TikTok, let alone Yahoo or Bing.
Yeah, they've mentioned it in the mainstream media. It's been all over the place. They're like, oh yeah, like or they shot down missiles, or they were trying to attack our thing here. Or there was a bombing in Syria as well. It's like,
Hey,
of
and
what
people
did they
got
take out?
injured. At least that's what
Isn't there like another major city in Syria? It starts with a D, right?
Damascus.
Oh yeah. Okay, just something to think about. Just for all you people out there, think about it.
These precision self-defense strikes are a response to a series of ongoing and mostly unsuccessful attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militia groups that began in October 17th. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said in a statement the strikes were ordered by President Biden. These Iranian-backed attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop. If the attacks by Iran's proxies against U.S. forces continue, we will not hesitate to take further necessary action to protect our people. The strikes took place 4:30 on Friday in Syria near Abu Kamal and the Syria town on the border of Iraq were carried out by 2 F-16 fighter jets using precision munitions. The U.S. official speaking on the condition of anonymity said.
Anonymity.
Okay. So you heard that. Now let's talk about the merits of whether or not what they're saying is factual. First of all, if you are really about telling me that Iranian-backed militia are the ones doing the attacks, where are the sanctions on Iran? One. Where is the UN denouncing these attacks to Iran and calling them to pull funding on these militia groups? That didn't happen either. So that's 2. But you go straight to the attack on them and you know it's Iran-backed. This is my biggest thing. You know it's Iran-backed militia groups. And the first thing you do is not tell Iran, back up. You talk to the groups, but you know Iran is paying for them. I don't, I mean, and like I said, we have 2 military guys on here, so maybe you can enlighten me.
So, did you already mention that they supposedly did a drone strike on a military base out there, right? You said that?
Yeah, they did.
All right. So they did this drone strike. Now, if me as an American, I would think that drone strike on an American installation that could possibly have American casualties is more important than something else going on in Israel. Even though they're tied together, even though they're all together, they're all interwoven together. That, like Marlon said, this attack should have been mainstream because we were invested in Iraq. Fact. You know, we are invested in that country. We have resources. We have people. So if we have people there and we're invested there and there's a strike there and people get hurt, killed, whatever, shouldn't that be mainstream? It's not mainstream. It's not mainstream because they don't want it to be mainstream. They want to put Iran as the villain so they can just continue to attack without anything. Just we're just going to blow them up real quick. We're not going to tell the American people. We're just going to blow some people up, you know.
Now, here's my other question. If Iran backed Hamas, listen carefully, people. Just if you know Iran backed Hamas, who went after Israel, you know Iran backed the militia group that went after the U.S.
Yeah.
How are you not going after Iran on any way, shape, form, or front to shut them down from doing both of those things?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump did, and then they said they were going to cause a war with Iran when he took out Soleimani.
Yeah.
About
when
that
he was
war
in Iraq because he was fighting it, like backing ISIS against U.S. interests at the time. So I don't know. It seems kind of similar to me. But it's just like that said. It's their push for the war with Iran, which is they've been wanting for 20 years. It's not. Right. It's not a big secret, and Iran's not shying away from the fact that they want a war with the West.
Yeah,
but wouldn't this escalate it?
It should. It should.
I mean, again, if Iran is such the villain as they're portrayed to be to us,
right?
Why are we sending them money? Why did Barack Obama send all that money to Iran if they're just this bad country just doing horrible things to people? Why would you secretly send them billions of dollars in the dead of night if somebody's that bad? Like Marlon said, where are the sanctions?
And the
Where's
6 billion, a new 6 billion, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were always more keen on doing a nuclear deal with Iran for 8 years of Obama's presidency, and then when Trump said no, we're not doing that, and then ended it, and then as soon as Biden gets back into office, that's the first thing he does is try to restart the nuclear agreement with Iran.
Right. Right.
The very first thing. It's like one of the when we went over the executive orders Monday, right?
Right.
The exact same thing. It was one of the first things he did in office.
That
absolutely insane.
To me, that's the biggest thing right now, is that you can't see any real reason as to why these people are allowed to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you're denouncing. Okay, so you're president. You're saying we won't tolerate, but yet still you tolerate it because you're funding the thing you say you won't tolerate.
That's right.
I don't get it. Anyway,
what is that? What is that thing we keep saying, Marlon? Everything is what?
Rich man's trick.
Everything is a rich man's trick. They're playing
Everything's
both
a white
sides.
man's trick.
Or whoever's in charge.
So recently, Anthony Blinken and also Lloyd Austin were testifying in front of the Senate Appropriations Committee, and John Kennedy asked him blankly why the world is on fire. And you need to watch this clip. It's amazing of how they try to swing it, or at least Secretary Austin does. He's so dramatic though with it.
I love him.
Secretary Austin.
Not like that, but
is it not true that the world is on fire in Ukraine? The world is on fire in the Middle East, and that there are embers smoldering in the Indo-Pacific?
I would say that it's clearly there are challenges in both the places that you mentioned. Of course, in the Indo-Pacific, we see a China that's increasingly aggressive.
That was a yes or no answer.
You disagree with my statement?
That the world is on fire?
Yes.
I would describe it a bit differently. I agree with your premise that it's as challenging as
is it not true? Sorry to cut you off.
So here, I want to point something out that's so funny. It's like, so when somebody asks you, "Hey, is your marriage going okay?" Well, it has its challenges. You mean it's on fire, right? No, it's challenging. We're having a challenging time. It's like, okay. I see where you're going with. That's what it reminds me of.
Not answer the question, bro.
Yeah. It's like, it's challenging.
I think it's more akin to when your body's on fire and someone asks you, "Are you on fire?" You're like, "Well, I'm not really not on fire right now. I'm just kind of, it's a little warm in here, but you know."
Yeah, it's warm.
I'm
challenged.
It's like that. Nothing against people that have substance abuse problems, because I was one of those people, and I'm very honest about that. But it's like telling an alcoholic, "Man, you got an alcohol." That was me. You got an alcohol problem. No, I'm just a casual drinker. Not really.
I'm gonna really have a problem.
Then why did you almost die?
Well, because
maybe I do have a problem.
I don't have a drinking problem. I have a challenging problem. That's what it is. The challenge is when a drink is in front of me, I have to drink it.
Yes, that's the
it's challenging.
But before you restart, let me tell you about Lloyd Austin, right? General Austin. Yeah. He was my commanding general when I was a drill sergeant.
Really?
Yes. When I was a drill sergeant from 2010, 2013, he came in 2000. It was like my second year as a drill sergeant. He came, and we call people like him Joe Huggers. Like, he changed the whole dynamic of what a drill sergeant is, or what we can do, or what we were allowed to do. So Lloyd Austin we called him a hugger. He would, tap on the problem, a little private. You're good. It's okay. They can't yell at you. They're not allowed to. And that's how being a drill sergeant was on Fort Jackson. And he came out with all these rules. We used to have something called shark attack. And this is how soft he is. It was called shark attack. And Corey probably knows this. Your initial, it's your initial interaction with your drill sergeants. That we call it shark attack. We're all up in your face. You've seen videos of it.
Yeah.
He was like, what is this term shark attack you guys use? It sounds like violence. So we can no longer do it. Yeah, we can no longer do it. So it had to be this very peaceful, soft, and subtle integration day one. So yeah, and he used to come out to like training events like pugil sticks. And he used to sit there and just watch us. He'll be off in a corner somewhere, but you could see him. He's just sitting there watching, and we're doing pugil sticks, teaching hand-to-hand combat. And he didn't like the way, if they got too violent, the privates, he would get upset. So yeah, he's weak, man. He's a weak man. Lloyd Austin.
How did a beta male weirdo get to be in his position? Like what?
Oh, I can answer that.
Commanding generals is all politics, man. Just like
once you get past the rank of colonel, then it's all politics.
It's all politics after that. It's about rubbing
like
elbows,
field officers and like generals and like upper echelon O's are all politics.
But I wouldn't trust this guy with a chessboard, let alone tactical operations. If this is how he's gonna be.
It wasn't a tactical. It wasn't a ForceCom base. It was a TRADOC base, training and doctrine. So he wasn't really in charge of moving troops and doing that stuff. I forget what his MOS was. I don't even think he was anything. But
yeah.
Anyway, that was just a little backstory
That'll explain
about Lloyd.
a lot.
Yeah, it tells a lot about what type of person he is, just based off being under him at Fort Jackson.
Off, but we only have limited time. Is it not true that China, Russia, and Iran have worked between and among themselves to either start those fires, encourage those fires, or create those embers?
I would say that we see evidence of them growing closer together since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I would not. I didn't see evidence of China collaborating with Russia to cause them to launch their invasion on its neighbor.
Is it not true that China, Russia, and Iran would like to see Russia dominate Central and Eastern Europe?
I think China would like to see the United States be unsuccessful. They would like to see Russia continue to challenge us and keep us, focused on that area, so that we have less time and energy and resources to focus.
Well, the situation I just described, I appreciate you parsing your words, but the situation I just described would not disappoint China, Russia, or Iran, would it?
I'm certain that it wouldn't.
Okay. Is it not true that China, Russia, and Iran would like to see Iran dominate the Middle East?
I certainly believe that Iran would like to see Iran dominate the Middle East.
Do you think that would break China's heart or Russia's heart to see Iran dominate the Middle East?
I don't think Russia or China would be unhappy about that, but
is it not true that China, Iran, and Russia would like to see China dominate the Indo-Pacific and be free to make moves in sub-Saharan Africa and South America? Is that not true?
I think that is certainly China's goal, to be the dominant player in the Indo-Pacific.
And that is not a world safe for democracy, is it?
It is not. It's one that would be controlled by autocrats eventually if they were to dominate the Indo-Pacific, and if Iran dominated activities in the Middle East.
And if we did not stop them, strike that. Do you believe that weakness invites the wolves?
I do. I think deterrence. In order to deter, you have to show strength.
And if we do not meet these challenges now, do you believe it will be more expensive in terms of America blood and treasure to meet them later?
I do, Senator.
All right, I've got one last question. Mr. Secretary, I'm looking at your and the president's proposed supplemental. What does $16 billion for child care, $6.5 billion for the Federal Communications Commission to extend high-speed internet, and $3.1 billion for the FCC to reimburse telecommunication companies to replace insecure equipment have to do with the world challenges we're facing right now? And why did you make this request?
I would defer to other colleagues on those specific aspects of the budget request.
Do you support those?
I support the supplemental budget request.
Okay. Last question. Mr. Secretary, I appreciate your candid answers, but why did the Department of Defense oppose my bill calling for a special inspector general in Ukraine so we could follow every penny of American taxpayer money, given the fact that the Inspector General of the Department of Defense has never been able to audit his own department?
The Inspector General of DOD has been involved in this effort from the very beginning.
Oh, I know. Believe me, he opposed my bill, and I find that ironic because the Department of Defense is the only federal agency that has never, in the history of ever, been audited. But your Inspector General insisted that he be in charge. Do you not see the irony there with respect to Ukraine?
Senator, I'm confident our Inspector General will do a great job in making sure that we remain on track with our responsibilities in Ukraine, in Ukraine and Europe.
Before you go further, I want to, Diane, I'm not coming at you. You should know the difference by now, or when I come at people. The reason he was not letting him finish his sentence was because the question asked and the verbiage coming from that Negro was not in line with the question. It's like when I ask you a question and you come out with a completely different approach to not even breach the subject that I'm asking about, all you're doing is what we would call filibustering. And you're trying to get your narrative out in front of people instead of answering my question. And you see this a lot on Too Strong. If you've been following Too Strong, we'll ask somebody a question and they will go all the way to Texas and then all the way back to Nevada and then all the way up to New Jersey before they even talk about what we just asked and still never answer the question. So we'll cut them off and say, that's not the question. Can you answer my question? And then they'll go again. And the more they go, they're hoping that you would, one, forget the question you ask, or get so frustrated that you stop asking the question because they have no answer. The same way that last thing he asked him, why did he not approve my bill to audit? Well, I'm sure that why? Well, I have full confidence. Why? I'm sure he'll do the right thing. And he still never answered the question. That's why he cut him off every time.
And they brought up in the chat that it's also time. So like Marlon was saying, if they filibuster and they bounce around the actual question, kind of like RC Dubs did, but if they bounce around the question, they know that the person asking the question has a certain amount of time that they can get through. So if they can go over on time, they don't have to answer the question. So get to the question. If I'm asking you a question and you're not answering, I'm going to cut you off every time. Oh, what? That's not what I asked.
You can say a whole lot of words without saying absolutely anything.
And the left is good at that.
That is what they're good at that. And here's the thing: is like he's right. They've never audited the Department of Defense, and even if they did, they have no idea where any of the money has gone. Like they've lost trillions of dollars where they have no clue where it's spent. And we already know in Ukraine, they have a vapid corruption problem that they've been trying to plug, and all the money we've been giving them hasn't been going to their troops or to the troops. It's been going to oligarchs' pockets. That's where it's been going. It's been going into everywhere else except where it's supposed to go. It's the same thing that happened in Russia, right? All that money for all that spending in the military, guess where it went? It went into somebody's pockets. It didn't go into their equipment or training. We know that for sure because they couldn't even do an invasion properly because they didn't have the right equipment because all the stuff was cheap. And that's exactly what's happening in Ukraine. It's the same exact thing, man. You think it's going to change anything there? No, it's not. That's why everybody's forgetting about Ukraine, because they're like, Russia already won. People don't realize this. Russia got what they wanted.
Yeah.
They didn't want all of Ukraine. They just wanted the land bridge, and they got that. They're done. Like, we're done in Ukraine. Ukraine is going to be an end thing in the next couple of months. Everything's going into Israel now. And Gaza.
It shouldn't go into any country, but
exactly.
The thing, the one thing I did in Iraq, this is my second time in Iraq. I was one of the ordering non-commissioned officers, right? So you would get a card, and then you would get a certain amount of money each quarter we was over there. And I'm going towards fraud, waste, and abuse. That's kind of what Coy was alluding to. So what ends up happening, I was in charge of ordering stuff the unit needed, right?
Yeah.
So I would place my order, and then towards the end, I would track to see how much money we had left. And one time we had thousands of dollars like in our account.
Yeah.
They told me just order whatever. We have to use that money. So now the stuff that we ordered, it came in, but did we use it? No, it got thrown in a container. So this is where he's going. The Department of Defense can't get audited, because what they're going to find, if they did a true audit on the Department of Defense, they're going to find so much fraud, waste, and abuse, is people's heads are going to explode.
Period.
So that's why, and Kennedy's right. They'll never do it. And if they do, you're going to see there's going to be a lot of people going down, a lot, all the way down to the freaking company level. You're going to see people getting hit.
Yeah, because there's a lot of waste and corruption inside of the military when it comes to supplies.
And it's not just the military. I mean, if the military's doing it, you know, every branch of government.
Every government.
Oh, we need 1,000 new pens. Why?
It's like the FBI, right? They have to create cases in order to get funding, right? So they have to show that they're doing their job, even if they don't have anything. They make something, or they're convince people to start something. Kind of like the Gretchen Whitmer case, right? They have to make something in order to justify what they're spending, and they have to spend that money on something and somewhere. So that's exactly what they do.
Yes, I'll tell you why. The move to censure me would be after I've said what I had to say. So unlike the internet, where I could say stuff and no one would hear, if I were ever in politics in that kind of that role, trust and believe me, the things I would get up to the microphone and say, I would treat it like if I had only one shot. I'd be like Eminem. I'm going to lose myself in the moment, and I will never let it go. If I only had one shot, I would take it. I would take that one shot, say exactly what I had to say, blast everybody that I could, sit down, and be done. That I would have no problem doing that. So then they can censor me after and kick me out. But I would have said what I want, and by that time I'd have gone viral, and everyone would have heard it. So,
and you would still win re-election.
I would still,
and that is the key. You know, a lot of people are afraid to talk, and I'm kind of you're getting where Marlon's saying. A lot of people are afraid to voice their opinion because they're afraid of getting shut down. They're afraid of being censored. Screw that. I don't care if one person hears what I have to say. My message got out.
Right.
And that's the key. Stop being scared. Say what you got to say. Say it with your whole chest, your whole body. Just say it.
Be like King Allen. Say it with your chest.
Yep, say it with your chest.
I want you guys to listen to this real quick. This is on Newsweek's website. So listen. Is it muted? It is. Hold on. Now listen to this, right? Once the flames of war simmer down, it is foreseeable that this will morph into a crisis within the regime. We're talking about Israeli government. Now, this is what you call covering your behind. The recanting of a statement is what you call covering your behind, okay? Hamas later clarified that neither Iran nor its Lebanese proxy Hezbollah were directly involved in what it called Operation Allah's Flood, okay? Okay. There's a word, and the word is plausible. Well, 2 words. I don't want to be like Joe Biden.
Juvenile depression.
There's 2 words: plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Now, what Iran wants to make sure people understand is that if you start, and this is why I think that Hamas has said that Iran didn't have a hand in it. Iran wants people to be sure of one thing. If you link us to anything going on that we don't want you linking us to, we are going to come at you one way or another. This is why you saw what they could. This is why you hear people saying, well, they attacked our bases everywhere. If you can put Iran, because you can't say it, you have to create the illusion that they did something. You put them in the driver's seat of saying that, well, they may not have funded Hamas, but they sure came after us. This is why we have to strike them back. And in case they did fund Hamas, we took the initiative and struck them. The problem with that is Iran has nukes. Yeah. And Iran is not going to strike back military bases with nukes. It's going to strike American soil with nukes.
Yeah.
And I do not believe that the current regime in power in the United States, and I do call them a regime, cares whether or not we lose civilian lives as long as World War III can kick off.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I do not believe, based on the things I've seen, that I'm wrong.
And you're not. The recent attack on the refugee camp in Gaza has galvanized the Arab world. Like, I mean, they were already on the red line, and to them, that was the red line. So we'll probably see an increase of attacks or some sort of aggression from Iran and other nations around the area. So the regional conflict is going to expand. I don't think at this point it's going to be stopped by anybody. Now, the point they're saying is that the reason why it's such a bad thing is that the guy was hiding in a refugee camp, which nobody brings up the fact that the guy was hiding in a refugee camp in the first place, right? Yeah. And the point that they knowingly targeted the refugee camp with the guy in it. And from a military standpoint, I get it. It would have been nearly impossible to send a team in there to get this guy individually. Like, it would just been, there's no way. With that many people, that many innocents, it was going to be a crap show regardless of what you did. So they went with a strike, and I get it. And innocent people were killed. Now, the problem is like, should they have taken the strike in the first place? Probably not, especially when you're up against the PR war that you're facing right now. Israel is doing everything wrong in the PR battle. That's the problem.
Right.
And it's forcing us in a position where we have to defend them. And that's the worst part about it. The article I got up on the screen for you is another thing that we have to look out for, is the U.S. is quietly expanding a secret military base in Israel. This is a listening post in Israel that is pointed to Iran. At least that's what's been reported and rumored of what this place actually is. So they're going to expand that. There's also been secret meetings and talks about the U.S. using boots on the ground and occupying force in Gaza after the war is over. Yeah, I wonder who's going to get the construction contracts for rebuilding Gaza. Just like in Ukraine, right? It's going to be U.S.-based companies, isn't it?
You know, I've been very vocal how I feel about all that. I can care less. You know, we've said this many times before. I don't know why America's doing this. America needs to keep our nose up out of it and stop trying to freaking poke the bear to get us involved in something we can't afford.
Right.
It's not that we can't fight, because we can dang sure fight. Been there, done that. We can't afford it.
Yep. America is good at winning battles, but has been really bad at winning wars since Vietnam. Think about it. Which, besides maybe the first Desert Storm, what thing have we won? Like war-wise, whole thing. Not like battles, not like taking territory. We're good at doing all that stuff. We are bad, extremely bad about ending wars. Because they don't want to.
We could win the war on drugs.
Yeah, we can't even do that. And it's never about winning the war. We know this. It's never about winning the war. It's always something to resources, money, and everything else. They never want to win. Regime change. Those are the reasons they go into these countries. It's not about winning over the people, the hearts and minds, and trying to change something. Democracy, like they like to say.
Spreading democracy.
Is putting their person in there, to share what they have. It goes a lot deeper, and they're willing to throw anybody in the freaking fire to get what they want, including service members who have lost their lives fighting these fake wars.
Stupid fake wars.
Real quick, look at this, okay? I want you to read that. What does that say? Harris says, no intention at all. Excuse me, no intention
of course
of sending any troops to Israel or Gaza. This was 2 days ago. 2 days. 2 days. I want you guys to understand something. When they say this, just know that they're actually doing it because that's just what they did. You have no intention of doing it at all.
Yeah.
Not even 2 days later. You do exactly that. And not only do you send just regular troops, this is what you send.
They sent a Marine Expeditionary Unit.
You send that.
Jeez.
Right after you look me in the eye and say, we're not sending anybody over there. What are you talking about? But Trump is the liar. The Republicans are the liars, while this goat-faced, knee-bending piece of crap is lying to your face. Right? Along with that face mask wearing potato that they call president. Right? You got a hooker and a pedophile as your president and vice president, but you want us to believe that you have our best interest at heart? Are you insane?
Right.
Come on,
man. And you got to think about this, man. This is how you know it's all theater, right? Why? And I think Trump said it best. Why would we tell them and blast it all over TV and newspapers and the internet that we are making some type of move? You know, Coy and I've been there, done that. We got the ribbons, we got the awards, we did all that. There hasn't been one firefight I've been in, one mission, one anything to where we got out there and told the whole world that we was conducting this mission. This was some secret squirrel stuff. So why are they telling these people? Though people will find out eventually, why put it out for the masses? That's something you got to think about. One reason is they want us to pick sides. So if they say, oh, we're going to send troops, we're going to get the American people and these people that are pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel, all this, they're going to be hating each other. That's what we want, divide and conquer. This is why they do these things, because there is no reason at all for anyone outside of the military and their families who should know to know what moves the military is making. No one should have known that shit was headed that way. No one should know that thousands of troops are going there. Why? Why are you telling that information? Think about that. It's all theater, man. It's all a game to them. We're just chess pieces, and they're just moving us around.
It's true. And I this used to be part of American education. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, right?
Is it a movie? Is it a movie?
It is a movie. It's an old movie though.
Okay,
Very
no,
old.
we can't because it'll strike the whole show.
The speech is amazing. Anyway, like you have to the point I was going to make with the show. If you've never seen this speech, go to YouTube, type in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, watch the clip. The speech that he says is the exact same thing that we've been saying. It's been the same way since the beginning, since well over 50, 60, 70 years. It's been the same. That the corruption in Washington has always been a problem.
Can you put the link in the private chat and I'll put it in the conversation?
Yeah, I'll do that.
What is this? What is that one guy, Allerstein, the Satanist? He has that picture where he's like, he has the pointed hat. Crowley. Yeah. I think it was either Crowley or Karl Marx. One of them. They're the same person. They're just reincarnated. But they talked about the steps to reach communism. They talked about the wars. They talked about the first war. And you can look it up. He talked about the first war and the purpose of the first war. Why are they doing this war? Then they talked about the second war. And then he brings up a third war. You know, so all this, you got to understand, all this is planned. It's already written. It's in their books, how they're going to conduct each phase to get what they want. Stop looking at war as for the people. No, it's deeper than that. This is a power grab. This is something that they want by creating this conflict and creating chaos and turmoil so they can get what they want at the end. This is why I don't understand. You see it on TikTok, and that's where I'm mainly at. People are just going toe to toe over who's right, Palestine and Israel. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is the control.
And nor do I care.
Want us, and they don't care. They don't care about either side. But people don't.
I don't care about either side either.
No. Yeah. I mean, I feel for the people that are in the middle of this, and the women and the children and the innocent people that are losing their lives over this nonsense. But as for the people fighting and the actual people in charge of the fighting, I can care less about them. What happens to them?
You know, I was reminded of something about 9/11, and I understand that the job was done obviously by us, but the resulting rejoicing that happened in Palestine, in case people forgot, I think that the same people that were rejoicing in Palestine are the same people over here that are now supporting Palestine.
Yeah.
I mean, Americans that are celebrating now or pro-Palestine were also celebrating 9/11 when Americans died. They just they weren't seen. But now, because the anti-American sentiment has been pushed so much in the United States, you are seeing a way freer expression of it to where you can have people here illegally from the space over there gladly speaking and defying American law and rules and having nothing done to them, and being joined by brainwashed idiots in America that are calling themselves Americans and are doing the exact same thing. You have Iran burning American flags, no different than over here, people burning American flags. So there's ever since 9/11, I understand that people say, well, that was the last time we were fully united, really, because we were all united behind the same thing. I understand that many people were blind enough to rally behind something because that's what their goal was. The same thing we did with World War I and World War II and reparation funds for giving people to fund war. You had to create the need in the American mind for us to participate. This is what they did with 9/11. They fostered in the American people. They called to the American spirit and pride and say, you need to rally together for the American people. The same way I felt for the people who were the victims of it because of the need to go to war by warmongers. I do understand that there are some people in Palestine that don't want the conflict. But I will say this. Unfortunately, I believe a majority of Palestinians would love to see the demise of the U.S. government and the U.S. people. And I don't think that they are as far away from Hamas as we'd love to think. The same way I do not believe that some of the people in Israel are really the kinds of good people we paint them out to be. And this is why I say to leave them, let them destroy each other. I literally mean that. I do not care what they do to each other. They want to deal with that way. Let them. Let them sort their crap out. I want my hands off of that.
We also enable Israel to act the way that they act, right? If they were by themselves, their response and proportionality would be completely different as if they didn't have the backing of the U.S. If the U.S. wasn't backing Israel, their response would be much more muted. It would not be as aggressive as it is right now. But because they have U.S. backing them, they know that they can do what they need to do or do what they think they need to do in order to get the job done. If they didn't, then you would have the Arab states already doing something in response to how they've been acting.
And to Koi's point, and he 100% correct. Israel, and I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there: we are neither pro-Israel or pro-Palestine on the show. We are not. We are neutral. We're just seeing things and giving you guys our opinion through a different lens on how we see things. Israel is not held to a standard as the same standard as Hamas is held to. Israel's hands aren't clean. Let's not get it twisted. And let's not lie. They have dirty hands too.
Just like America.
Just like every other country has dirty hands. No country is clean. But the thing with Israel, like Koi said, since America's up their bottom so hard, they don't hold them accountable. So, and Israel knows this. It's like the bad kid. You have a bad child. The bad child knows you're not going to discipline them ever. They're just going to go out and do what they want. They know you're going to bail them out of jail. They know you're going to fall through for them. Israel knows this. They know that America is the last country. They know this, that they want as an enemy. Every country knows. They do not want us really to do bad things to them. They might do this a lot, but they don't want that smoke. Israel knows that. we've taken over whole countries, you know. So the thing is that we got to start holding them accountable just as much as we hold Hamas accountable for their acts. We need to start holding Israel accountable.
Yeah. The reason we can't is because we don't have a regime that wants to do that.
Yeah.
The same
they're
way,
also weak.
Yeah, and the same way we had the issue with Bush and 9/11 and the war that started has not ended yet, by the way, still going on. The same way we did not have a regime in power or a conglomeration in power that would stop Americans' influence everywhere else until the last president, President Trump, who wanted to shut everything down and fix the things at home. And now hear me out. I'm going to say something that I know people are going to be upset about. And I want people to listen to my disclaimer. I am not saying that President Trump is or was a man that followed what God said. I'm going to just make sure I put that out there. But he actually followed and was going to follow something that's pretty biblical. Take the speck out of your own eye, or the beam out of your own eye, before you deal with the speck in your brother's eye. You can't deal with other people until you fix your crap here.
Yeah.
And he figured that out because we have been trying to fix everybody else while our own people suffer. You have wars going on here. If you look at inner cities, war. It is no different than overseas in these third world countries.
Yeah,
it's just as bad. We have more death here than they have over there.
Right.
But we send all the money everywhere else instead of focusing on home. And when he decided to turn the lamp inside and fix home, he's a racist. He's a xenophobe. He's a this. He's a that. We don't need to be taken. But you're still complaining that you don't have stuff. And when he tried to turn the lamp on the inside to give you stuff, you act like a fool and say he's a racist. When he tried to give you what you needed, you say this about him. But you back the same people who for years have sent money to every terrorist group known to man and watch the world burn at the expense of your pockets, and you don't give a damn.
Nope.
And you better care about your livelihood. I hope you end up the same way that the people in Gaza end up. And I mean that. I hope everybody on the left and every pro-war idiot out there ends up like the people in the Gaza Strip. I do, because you deserve it. You love it, apparently, because you back the people that do it.
Yeah.
You should incur the exact same effect that happens over there. You should. Unfortunately, though, it won't happen.
And one thing I can say, you know, for all those pro-war people, those warmongers, those war hawks, whatever you want to call them, whether they be politicians or just, you know, your average blue collar, whoever, it's all fine and dandy till you're actually on that two-way range. Everybody talks that junk. Everybody talks about what they'll do. Everybody talks about how they'll fight. But life changes when they're shooting back. So before you armchair quarterback talking about war this, war that, for the people of this or for the people of that, prove us wrong, take your butt over there and get into the fight.
Well, if not you, then watch your sons and daughters.
Yeah, send your kid over there. Send your daughter over there.
Do what Zelensky said would happen.
If you're not willing to send your kid to a conflict overseas, you're not pro-war. You're all talk. You're a virtue signaler.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right?
Everybody's got a plan until that first round zips past your head, and then life changes real fast.
Well, but they're also the same one that will admit they don't want to go to war. Yeah. They'll say, "All right, I'm not cut out for that, but I do like seeing it."
Oh,
they're like the people that will watch an injury. You know, when you have a car wreck, and they'll cause another car wreck simply by slowing down long enough to stare and gawk at it and take pictures and take film.
Rubbernecking.
And then when they get hit in the rear end because they're stopping traffic, they complain. When you're the one that caused this, because you're the one stopping traffic.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're complaining. That has nothing to do with you, first of all. There are people taking care of it. You don't need to include yourself. But because you feel like you need to see and record it for whatever posterity you want, when things happen that it falls back on you, all of a sudden, everybody needs to respect your space. Why are you all up in here? Why are you telling me what you... Because you're the idiot that stopped.
Yeah.
Now, take, for instance, there is something going on there. A car wreck. And something's on the verge of blowing up. And you take your dumb behind, stop, and taking pictures, the tank explodes and a piece of metal flies off and chops your head off. You're going to want to say that you're an innocent bystander. No, you're not. An innocent bystander would have been a guy trying to get past it as quick as he can. It explodes and then hits him. That'd be an innocent bystander. You put yourself involved in a situation you ain't never supposed to be in, and then you complain. This is the America today that we're dealing with. Israel, Hamas, and Palestinians are having their conflict. Leave them to end each other. They don't concern us. They do not concern us at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You only concern with them because you've invested money and you look at your money getting poured down the toilet and you're trying to save your investment. And all of a sudden now we have to be responsible for that. For some reason, we have to be included. No, fool. It was your money. You stole it from me. I get it. But you want to deal with that? This is the system of the down. Why do they always send the poor? That same thing is the exact same reason. You want to go and deal with, go fight.
Yeah.
Send Joe Biden over there with an AK-47.
And people are really upset with Mike Johnson, the new speaker. That's his name, Johnson, where he took funding from the IRS. Was it $14 billion they wanted for Israel or something? He took funds from the IRS to give to another country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are actually upset about that. Oh,
that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
who lives in an open air prison?
People in Gaza.
I'm curious.
Gaza, yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Is it my prison?
It's not mine.
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter with me?
I mean, what's the difference between
food?
Yeah, like what's the difference between the open air prison in Gaza and the concentration camps in China? Like you want to pick and choose your moral battles. We can talk about things all day. What about the genocides in Africa? Like we can talk about all those things every single day. You can moralize and philosophize about all these things. It doesn't really matter. It's the actions that are taken. It doesn't matter what happened 75 years ago, 65 years ago, however long the conflict's been going. It doesn't matter because this is what's happening now. What's happening now is a attack and response. They had a ceasefire with Hamas. They broke it. They attacked. Israel's response has been swift and severe. Whether they're right or wrong, it doesn't matter because all that matters is who wins. That is it. And who's getting the payday and the paycheck at the end of the day. That is all.
And Michael, look, if you guys want to, if you want to start, let's start with Africa. And this is part of what I'm talking about on Saturday, which is ironic that we're talking about this because part of it has to do with the apartheid thing and the Rwandan genocide and all of that and Idi Amin and all that stuff. It's all linked. When you look at what they just released back into Russia, which was the arms dealer guy, right? The merchant of death guy. It is all linked. Okay, now hear me out. If I can foster in another country a need for myself to interject myself into it, I win. Ever since Bush Sr. started making deals with China and giving them land by making overseas deals and international treaties with countries that had nothing to do with America, but he did it on behalf of China, we started implementing rules and regulations and all this crap in places like Africa, India, the Middle East, to facilitate China buying up land. And what we would do, create wars. We would fund wars in these places, and what China would end up doing is going in and cleaning up the aftermath by purchasing land. In case you didn't know that was happening and has been happening for decades, just look at all the treaties that Bush Sr. signed that had to do with China. Watch what happened when China went into the Caribbean, went into Africa, went into India, and went into most of these little Pacific countries over there and bought up land after pieces of land that had all kinds of minerals and ores and resources, all facilitated by the American government because they had to implement themselves somewhere in the world to get a kickback. So we had a hand in every fall. We are no different than George Soros. None. No, not any different at all. We just happen to be different regimes that keep doing it. He happened to be one guy. Yeah. And when we keep doing that, we have created a reason for war every time. You want to know why President Trump never had a war under his watch? Because he never did any of that crap.
Yeah.
In fact, he started to pull resources back from everywhere else to get us paid so that we were pulling ourselves away from influencing other people. And that was a problem. This is why the cabal hated his policy so much. They hated it because it started to rain on their parade and pull money away from them.
Yeah.
You start messing with their pockets, they're going to come after you. They said this out loud. They said it. And this is exactly what you see happening now. Yeah. Biden is just doing what he was supposed to do, which was get us into another war to replenish the things that Trump limited for his 4 years. That's all this is.
And people have to understand there's so much information getting out, man. There's this whole term that's been going around, the veil's being lifted, right? The information's getting out. So I watched this video. We were talking about, Bush. Somebody mentioned the Bush and 9/11. So there was this guy who owned the Twin Towers. That day, he usually works at the Twin Towers. The day it happened, he never showed up. They interviewed him, and he went on this big rant about how his wife made him a doctor's appointment, blah, 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 blah. But that video was showing you exactly that all that was planned. Just like every single conflict that we're in, they're all planned. If you think about America on a global scale, America is the Karen of the world. Our nose is poked in things that it shouldn't be in. And then when they give us a warning, these countries are telling us, do not get involved. They're telling us. How many times do they have to tell us before we learn? And this is why when something big happens, you have to sit back and ask yourself, why did they do this? Well, they did tell us to stay out of it, and we decided we didn't want to, so they retaliated. That's what they want. They want the actual war to come to America soil at the end of the day.
You're muted.
Oh, I am?
No, Marlon is.
Marlon.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute because I had noise back here. I want to know who started it first. If you can tell me who started it, I will give you that Israel has committed war crimes. If you know, give me history. Who fired the first shot?
Yeah.
Because there is a history of it, and I just want to know if you know.
Yeah, there's another thing. The idea of war crimes is stupid. War itself is a crime, so it doesn't really matter what you do in war because like everybody's going to do it regardless, and the only people that judge what a war crime is the people that win, right? Because like you want to look back at history. Let's talk about the bombing of Dresden. Hundreds of thousands were killed in the bombing of Dresden in Germany. You don't care about that. Tell me when.
When? The fake Jews. So when? When? Give me a timeline. When? I really do want to know when. Give me a date. I really do want a date because if you say it is that they did it, when? I guarantee you can't give me that answer. I will bet you $1,000 right now you cannot give me a date when they started it. I will bet you money. I will go out and sell body parts to get that $1,000 if you can tell me when. No. You put your mouth in this, Lisa. I remember you. Trust me. I will go off on you in a heartbeat. Don't bring your retarded ass over here and talk shit and then try to back out. Answer my question. When?
Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, you are seeing the Lloyd being in action right now.
When? You open your black stupid mouth to talk. When? When, you retard? When? This fake Jew crap. When?
What are fake Jews? Who are the Jews?
You're retarded behind can't answer a single question. When? Give me a date. Give me a date.
She said being book smart. Is that being book smart? Is that
it's better than being retarded? It's better than being retarded, which you are. Give me a date.
What's the date?
Give me a date. When did the fake Jews show up?
Go get one of them Hotep books.
Come on, give me a date when the fake Jews showed up, you moron. Tell me.
Black Israelites, whatever you follow.
I would love to know when the fake Jews showed up. Don't tell me niggas are the real Jews, right?
They're the Native Americans too. They're Mozart.
You're the real Jews that killed Jesus, right?
Oh.
You killed your own kind, right?
Oh.
You strung him up because he was black.
Oh. It's been going on
so
for
a
years.
long time, niggas been killing niggas. That's what you like. So answer the question, you retard. When did the fake Jews show up and start a war? Tell me when.
Fake.
But you know what? You can't answer the question. You can't answer a question. Because you're a dummy. You were born a dummy and you're going to die a dummy. Your whole family are filled with stupid people. That's why you believe the crap coming from your dumb mouth. There's tomfoolery and then there's you. I don't understand folks like you. You're quick to open your mouth and say dumb stuff that you have no basis for because you listen to some nigga that told you something. Somebody like Umar Johnson opening his stupid mouth doesn't know half the crap he's talking about because he's pro-black. Meanwhile, same nigga's killing everybody else in Africa and you ain't saying nothing about that, but you're about the real Jews. Right? You couldn't even tell me when the fake one showed up, but you got real Jews.
They don't even.
Y'all are so stupid it ain't even funny.
Real Jews are.
You can't even answer my question, but you're quick to say, "Well, it's because." Fake Jew. Give me a date. You can't give me a date. Give me a time frame. You can't do that either.
She's even had enough time to Google this. Like,
I remember you. I remember you fully. I don't know how you found your way back onto my platform, but I remember you. I fully remember you.
Thank you, BB.
And your asinine self. No, I don't need to give dates. You're the one that brought it up, you jackass, not me.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's like you trying to tell me how much you weigh. I could probably tell you how much you weigh. You're probably someone who reaches 280 to 350 pounds.
Wait,
and you're
earlier
probably
in the
lonely
show,
and you have cats and you smell like sulfur. That's probably you.
Oh, early in the show, didn't we talk about filibustering? I'm pretty sure we talked about that. We talked about,
overweight cat lady.
Asked a specific question and she's filibustering. She's deflecting because she doesn't have the answer to the question. So she wants to see what answer Marlon gives so she can say it's wrong. But even if she says it's wrong, she won't give what she considers right. Filibustering.
Look, she's been around for a long time. When she showed up first on Too Strong, I don't need to chill nothing, you stupid.
That's what Narcissist is saying. Lisa's.
She showed up last time on Too Strong and Corey ripped her a brand new one. Right? She inboxes and talks about how Corey is this and Corey is that, trying to sow division between us. This is the same twat that did that. That's what she is. I would use the C word on you because you fit it perfectly.
But we like our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we like our channel.
Yeah. You don't know how to answer a single question. Not one. Not one have you yet to answer.
So to recap, what's the date, Lisa?
She has no answer.
Yeah, I wish we was on Rumble. We would.
You overweight piece of crap. You're the kind of person that not even your dad wants to have a relationship with. Right? Your hubby probably left you because you were the kind of woman that would nag the shit out of him. He probably wanted to commit suicide, but didn't know the best way to do it and the fastest way. He couldn't get out quick enough to deal with you. Your own children, if you have any, probably want to be dead by now.
See,
if
your
husband, if you had one or even a boyfriend that wanted to die, he couldn't do it quick enough to get out of your way. He wouldn't even care about the resurrection at that point. He'd be happy to go to hell because hell would be better than living with you.
For those
he would spend eternity with Satan rather than live with you.
For those that have been following this show for the last, year and a half?
It's been about that.
You guys should know better by now.
You coming in here with the most asinine statements. You have no answer for the things you say. You get asked, give me an answer, but you can't give me one. Say, well, give me the answer. No, you're the smart one, right? You part of the real Jews.
Come on, Hotep.
Ain't you part of the real Jews? You should know better, right? You're the real Jew. Tell me a date when you showed up.
Israelite. She can trace her roots all the way back to.
She couldn't even trace her hair roots, much less anything else. All them extensions she got in her hair, she couldn't even find her original roots at this point. If she took any of the added hair she got in her head right now, she'd have zero hair on her head right now.
That clown addiction is real for this one.
Marlon, you should probably stop. That person probably gets off on that kind of thing of being berated on the internet.
Well, it's the only way she can get off.
It's like,
ain't no man touching her. Ain't no man touching her. Not even a lesbian would touch her.
Ooh, that's saying a lot.
And I'm talking about the lefty kind of lesbian. I am talking about the real overweight, the kind like, what's his name? The transsexual fat chick man thing.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
wouldn't even touch
about,
you.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
That wouldn't touch you.
Jabba the
whale of a
Hutt.
tail, man.
At least I have my real hair, Lisa. At least I have hair. At least I can
have
grow
hair.
mine, and I'm proud of mine. What about yours? You going to add other people, dead people's hair to your head?
I got my my hair.
That explains why you're brain dead. That explains why you're brain dead.
I got more hair than you.
So
You see, no, this is a prime example for people who think I go off too often. Get over yourself. I'm going to continue going off on Lisa because retarded people need to be put in their place, especially stupid retarded people. Because there are some smart retarded people, in case you don't know. My brother is one of them. Let me explain something to you. This is exactly how the left behaves. They come, spout something stupid, and hope that you are going to give them the answer that they have none and no answer for. Right? None. So when you finally give them the chance to explain what they believe, they can't because some other idiot told it to them and they have no reasons to actually go back and look it up. They don't want to because that would be work. That'd be work. I don't know what dates you expected me to give you for fake Jews when I don't believe in fake Jews.
Get her, Missy.
You're the idiot that believes in fake Jews. I asked you to tell me the date the fake Jews showed up.
She can't.
But you can't do that.
I would assume she's referring to 1948.
She doesn't know what she's referring to.
The fake Jews are the ones that killed Christ.
Some idiot black
and they
dude
look like
told her
us.
something, and she likes the black dude because she thought she could get into bed with him, and she listened to him. And she probably was all up in his inbox trying to get something from him. And then he saw a picture of her, and he's like, no.
Hey, Lisa, he's defensive because of stupid people. You know, we get defensive when stupid people spout out stupid things and they can't back up their stupidity. If you're going to come on this show, you better come with your facts. We are some very intelligent people on here. We actually read, do our research. We know a lot more than what you give us credit for. We're not just book smart, we're street smart. See, we can see through the lies. We can see through the veil. The veil has been lifted. You, on the other hand, are coming in here with your pro-black Hotep, Dr. Umar Johnson talk, which he's an idiot. And you're an idiot for following an idiot. Then you birth idiots. And then there's more idiots just thrown all over the world.
Running around.
To stop. That generational curse of stupidity stops at some point.
So to recap what just happened here, Lisa comes in. She talks about fake Jews. Marlon says, "Okay, when did they come up?" Meaning specific time period, date. And at this point in time, right now, Lisa has yet to issue a set date. And in the meantime, while she doesn't answer the question, which we've already reviewed earlier in the show, that this is called filibustering, ladies and gentlemen. Lisa is the prime example of what we are talking about here when we're talking about filibustering. She has yet to answer the question of when did they arrive? The date, Lisa.
The date.
It's just one of those things. Like if you start things on the internet, you ask a question and you don't have an answer to questions you're asked, then like what's the point of showing you're stupid? That's just I don't get it.
You can't get it because there's no answer to it. There is zero answer to it. And look, this is what they resort to. I don't have to because you can't. Just say you can't.
Exactly. Just say it.
That's like you saying I don't have to have a boyfriend because you can't get one. You have to resort to I can't. I don't have to because nobody's going to give you any time of day.
That's a lazy argument anyway. I mean, if you're going to have a conversation. Don't.
They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that.
I could say something. I think I could speak on for the Savage Patriots on this point. We are not that bullheaded to where we won't take in information that's worth it. If somebody in the chat gave us some information and we're like, we're not that bullheaded to we're going to be like, oh, that's stupid. What are you talking? No. If you give us something that we've never read or we've never seen or we've never heard, of course, we're going to take it in and research it ourselves, and we'll give you kudos if it's good information. But just to come here and demand an answer for something, and you throw out some nonsense, but you can't give us anything, just goes to show that you're intelligently
handicapped,
immature, whatever you want to call it.
There's no difference in calling somebody a fake, like fake Jews and saying that black people don't exist or they're not human. It's the same sort of argument, dude. And it's like, and then you go, hey, what makes you think that black people aren't real? And it's like,
I don't want to answer that.
You need to give actual information of why you think such a thing. If you think these are fake Jews, explain your position. Why do you think they're fake Jews?
Exactly.
Right? Like, don't just say I like fake Jews and then just not answer to that. It's like, That's not going to work.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you
Hey,
why
Marlon.
I'm gonna tell you why she's
Just
probably not going to
speaking my truth. Wow.
She's not. Yeah, exactly. There's a truth and then there's your truth. There's two different things. But
there's reality and everything else, I guess.
But the thing is, she won't explain it because she probably gets it from, like Marlon said, these hoteps, these pro-blacks, these Dr. Umar, these fake outrage Hebrew Israelites, and she knows that it's bull crap. And she knows that we'll figure it out. So she's not going to say where she gets her information from or what she claims to be her truth. Yeah, you have your truth. I get it. Who is
You're
that?
allowed to be stupid. I mean,
oh, that's her?
Yeah.
Hey, ladies in the chat, take note. Okay. This is what we call the modern woman. She is displaying
now, the question
this.
Is she or is her or the baby you? Either one, whether you're the mom or the child in the picture, you're by yourself.
Modern women, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, take your cues from what not to do in terms of how to be an actual good woman. This is called a desperate need to be right. And
You
she
wanted
has
this.
displayed it.
You wanted this, so you're gonna get it now.
You don't want this.
You're gonna
smoke
get it
ever.
now.
Ooh,
Now
we're
you're gonna get it.
And we're going to eat you up on TikTok. I'm going to eat you up on the Savage Patriots Facebook page. I'm going to eat you up on the Grizzle Grunt page. I'm going to eat you up on the Hooch page. I'm going to eat you up on Twitter. See, let me tell you something. This is how we work. We don't just keep it here on YouTube. We let the masses know that there are stupid people out there.
Oh, trust me. If that's you and your daughter, yeah, I'm very proud that I found you. Trust me, and I'm glad you admitted it. If you look like that, there, I guarantee you're at least 150 pounds heavier now.
Damn. Just on biology.
I will guarantee you money. You're at least 150. And I'm sorry for that. That child has to deal with you as a mom. I feel for that child having you as a mom. I really, and that's the, if I were to feel sorry for anybody, I'd feel sorry for the child. That the child got indoctrinated by a piece of crap like you in her life. And she probably turned out to be worse than you or just like you, which is really sad.
Yeah.
I don't care how old you are. You're a decrepit piece of crap. I don't care how old you are. 53, like it, what is that that's a flex? You're flexing that you're 53?
Age does not bring wisdom.
Obviously.
Hugh Hefner is a good example.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's a great example.
Oh, my
like, I mean, it's easy to be big on the internet,
ugly,
man. Like
you ugly, homely, fat, ridiculous, retarded, stupid piece of crap woman. If you even are a woman. And yeah, I'm going to go all in on your stupidity because here's the thing. You came not only at my platform, you tried to sow division between me and my brother. And you continually come at me every single chance you get. You have been given chance after chance after chance to leave this platform alone. And you, because you're a sad, lonely heifer, decided to keep going in hopes that somebody would dick you down, and ain't nobody taking that chance. Nobody wants the kind of venereal diseases you might be carrying from doing whatever animals you've done. Nobody wants that.
Oh my God.
Do you think she's trying to...
I don't care what she's trying to do. I don't know what she's trying to do. All you did was continually come after us. All you've ever done is do that.
Her plantation's empty is what it is.
Fatality.
You can even ask when you came after us on Too Strong. I still have the video where we told you to leave the room. You refused to leave the room. You insulted both Corey and I, and we told you to stop. I blazed you that same day. We blocked you. And you came right back after us on our Facebook page. Then you came after me on my Straight Talk page. And now you're back again trying to be that old, fat, disgusting heifer once again, you cow-sleeping piece of crap. Wow. And please don't, look, Barbara, I like you, but don't you tell me what the hell is too far. You don't get to tell me what is too far. You might like me, I might know you, but you don't ever get to tell me what the hell is too far. You are not the one being attacked. You are not the one being stalked by this piece of crap. I am sick of this witch. And I will finally put her in the grave verbally. Do not for the life of you think that you can step up to me and tell me when I have had enough. And how far is too far? You are not the one suffering at the hands of this twat. You are not. I am. I have told this wicked woman to leave me alone multiple times. And she keeps coming back for more because she loves the abuse. She probably was abused by her dad, by her husband, by whatever man has been in her life. She's been abused and she loves it. She has become an addicted to abuse.
It's a trauma
So if
bond
that's what she
response.
wants, I will give it to her until she finally leaves my platform and never comes back. Every time, listen to me, every time I block this witch, she's come back. Every time. Tell me what that tells me. It tells me that this woman does not have a life of her own, and she's a sad, pathetic witch. And I hope that's exactly how she ends her whole life, is alone, suffering in some basement in her own filth. And I don't care what anybody tells me that I should repent about that. I will never repent for talking about Satan this way. Y'all can suck a fat one if that's how you think it. So Lisa, I will tell you this. The next time I see you anywhere on my platform, I'm reporting you for harassing to the FBI.
Ooh.
And if you think I'm lying, try me. I will report your heifer behind to the FBI for online harassment and bullying. Because I have a record of telling you to leave me alone, leave my platforms alone. I have a complete record of you doing that, and I've told you continually to stop. Right now, I'm within my rights to defend myself because you are a stalker. You have one more chance to get the hell out of this room, or I will block you. And if you find me again, I'm reporting you to the FBI.
Actually, Marlon, hey, in the chat, she called you out and said you won't. So I suggest.
Okay, good. I'm glad you think I won't. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again.
I know he will.
You won't be the first I report. You won't be the first I report.
I know he will.
You got one last chance to leave the room. Say one more stupid thing, I will block you. You get this chance to leave without me blocking you and never come back.
Spoiler alert.
If I block you and I see your ignorant, racist behind again on this page, I am reporting you for harassment.
There it is. Done.
Good. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a screenshot of this. So I have it. You see that? You've just told me that your intention was that. In case you don't know how online things work, all your words can come back and bite you. I hope you know that. Good. I'm glad you said that. Perfect. Thank you. Now we have the proof we need. And I'm going to take one more screenshot of it so we have it in writing. So when I do report you, because I know you'll be back, when I do report you, I have screenshots of everything you've said. You can't escape now. So come back. I dare you to try and come back. I dare you.
She ran. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Your intent on being the most ridiculous people out there. You want to know why we're in the conflict type we're in? People like that. They get into power and they believe that their rights supersede everybody else's.
Yep.
And you see it today in Congress. You see it today in Parliament. You see it today in Senate. You see it today in the presidency, where they don't know what they're talking about. Just like the 100 rounds in the chamber. They don't know anything they're talking about. And when you call them out on it, you're the bad guy. For all of those watching this and saw me say what I say, understand this about me. If I've said it, I mean it. And people should know that. And it comes here. And if it comes out here, I ain't pulling it back. It's in the ether, and you could bring it back to my face and I will say, yes, I said it and I mean it. Not one time will I say, I'm sorry. Not happening. I don't apologize for the things I say. If you want an apology, wait until you die, and then hopefully you'll see me somewhere else. But I ain't apologizing. I'm not dealing with people like that. For those of you who don't know that Corey and I are like this, we might as well be blood related. And you tried to sow division between us for a long time, and here you come back again to try and do it here on the Savage Patriots. And you think we're not tight? But look, we've been tight for all of us here on this screen. We may not have ever met in person, but we tighter than you and your daughter.
You and I have met.
I said all of us.
Oh, Corey and I have met.
Yeah.
So look, I understand that you don't like to see people prosper. You don't like seeing people happy because you ain't. But you picked the wrong one or the right one. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't want this, you picked the wrong one. If you did want this, you picked the right one.
They don't call us the Savage Patriots for nothing.
Savage.
Marlon B. Savage. That's true.
There is a reason why I tried to go away from my old self, and that twat brought it all the way back out. But I'm not fully sorry because she deserved it. I'm not sorry at all. Not even in fact, there is not even a tinge of guilt in me right now. Just so people know.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, now that the bovine is gone.
I tell you, bro.
That was great. I'm going to highlight this little interaction. It's great. And, like Missy and other people were saying in the chat, never let things ride out like that. Stand your ground on what you believe and what you stand for. Because the problem with the left is the left will push you to acceptance. Mm-hmm. They'll push you to not say anything anymore. Silence is agreement. So stand your ground, call them out, and however you got to go off on somebody, you go off. But yeah, that Jezebel, like someone said, she is a Jezebel, and karma don't miss.
Look,
ever.
Jezebel got a millstone tied around her neck, dropped off a building, smashed on the ground, and dog ate her. You think I'm gonna feel sorry for saying what I said to that Jezebel? You insane. You are insane. Them kind of people don't deserve the ground they walk on. Not at all. And like I said, this is not off topic because it is an exemplification of what exactly is happening in government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She is the embodiment of it. You're seeing in real time what got us here. People that have no concept of what they say, but they love to talk about the evils of things that they have no concept. They can't even tell you where it started, but they have to show stuff that never existed and push their emotionality to it. And then when you ask them to prove it, you're the bad guy for not knowing what they're talking about. Like I'm supposed to know something that doesn't exist? Are you insane? Man, look, all crazy. Corey might find this, and Corey he gonna call me later too. I guarantee you money he gonna call me later.
I mean, at the point, it's like I guess I'm more the mild-mannered person here, so I'll say it like this: it's like you got to understand, Marlon's doing that because like most people should probably do that. Cyberbullying is a real issue, and people get off on that kind of thing of being a troll and making people miserable, right? And so if more kids were taught to stand up for themselves and be like that, like Marlon was, it'd probably be less suicides related to cyberbullying in the world. I'm sorry. Like we need to bring back shame, and people that do things like that seeking attention need to have a rough talking to. That's the worst thing that can happen is somebody yell at you. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
He yelled at you. You don't like it. Don't watch the page. That's all you have to do. You didn't need to come back and cause stuff.
Yeah.
That was
Look
it.
how, and it's like I said, it is not the first time that woman has come onto multiple ones of my platforms. I have not gone this far with her, and it's been over 2 years she has been doing this.
She's not the first one to get it, though.
Oh, that's crazy.
Look, it's been 2 years I've been putting up with her. 2 years.
Yeah.
And she thought by maybe sharing my stuff, her page on Facebook, on her main page, she is sharing my stuff.
It won't be edited. Of course she is. That's stalker.
That's creepy.
That's some stalker stuff.
Yeah.
How many videos of yours did she share?
I'll show you. I'll show you. Now, mind you, she's not my friend on Facebook. She is not my friend on Facebook because she knows I don't want her as a friend. And this is the kind of stuff that she's promoting. This is her. Rap music about killing. Look. And this is what she puts on her page. Her intro.
Yeah,
53 years old.
Might be a
53-year-old woman talking like this.
That's
and promoting rap music and gangster gay culture. But she calling me gay while she has pictures like this on her thing. Right? This is her.
What does that say?
This is DMX. Burna Boy. And then she puts my stuff on her page while thinking the way she thinks about me. This is the stuff she's doing. Another rap song. You seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Is she?
This is the stuff she promotes. And she's talking about fake Jews?
I smell white savior.
Again.
Oh, look whose face that is.
Right?
Freaking weirdo.
All rap. The same things I preach against, but she's putting my page up there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely smell white savior on her.
Gay rap stuff, gay stuff all over your page.
She had Charlemagne the God on there. Someone pointed out.
And the rainbow.
Oh, of course.
Right? When I tell you this woman has been stalking, I am not lying to you.
So is she black or is she like
I
she
don't know, and I don't care. Because
no, I know it doesn't matter.
Here's the problem. When I tell people I blocked you and you still come after me, and I told you leave me alone and you still come after me. I told you leave our platform and you still come.
Mm-hmm.
There's something innately wrong with you. There's something severely not right up here.
That is what we call somebody with narcissistic personality disorder.
Like, come on, people.
She may not be. I'm not saying she is a narcissist. I don't know. I haven't diagnosed her, but she does have the red flags of someone that has that disorder.
You don't think I won't find you? You don't think I can find anything I'm looking for?
That is very true.
I can find you. And I don't mean your house, even if I wanted to, but I'm not coming to find you, but I will find out everything about you.
I can too.
Especially when I tell you, leave me alone, and you still come to my page to find me. That is stalker behavior. Yeah. And it is not cool. And if you keep, I'm different. If you come after me, I'm going to give you one chance. One chance. And if you around and do it, I will find you.
Oh, there she's back.
There it is.
I will find you.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Behind the scenes. Know a lot of people. So be very careful.
Hang on a second. I want people to see something here real quick. I want people to understand something real quick.
That's right, Diane. She don't want that smoke. But she's about to get it.
Because I'm gonna make sure people understand that when I say something, I mean it. I'm not playing around. I'm going to have you guys watch me do this.
Mm-hmm.
You see what page I'm on? All right? I am going to report you. The last time I reported somebody, the FBI contacted me for more information. I have enough information right here, right now, to shut down all your internet activities. I have enough. I have enough in the history between us to make sure that the FBI seizes every single online profile you have and limit and restrict everything you do on the internet from here on out.
And your phone.
Since that's what you wanted, that's what you're going to get.
They can get
I'm going to make sure that you never have access to the internet ever again. You can't harass anyone on the internet ever again.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to play this game. Let's do it. Let's play it.
Bye, Lisa. Been nice knowing you. When's the date again? What date?
Yep. Keep receipts on everything. Thank you, Missy. Listen to Missy. Keep receipts on everything. Everything. Every interaction, every text, every comment, everything, every video.
You are going to feel exactly what I told you would feel. I'm going to make sure, because I'm going to have to put in some personal information. I'm not going to let you see that.
Oh gosh,
but I am going to make sure I report everything. I'm going to send them the screenshots. Exactly, Catalina. I did. I reported him, and they called me back, and they went after him. He never been seen again. Just so you know, I have enough information on you to report you for cyber stalking and harassment. And when I'm done, you will understand what this really means.
Mm-hmm.
You think this is a joke? You 53-year-old twat. You think this is a joke? Fine, let's play that game. Let's play the game. I'm going to make sure I ban you again.
Bye.
I'm going to make sure I ban you again. Now you're banned.
See,
and when that is done, now it's done.
And I know we're over on time, but you know, it is what it is. But here's the problem with internet and social media, and especially if you're one of these people that put yourselves out there on social media like we do, and a lot of people in the chat put yourself out there, you're going to get stuff like this all the time, you know. And you can tell them, hey, leave me alone. And if they don't stop, keep records of all that stuff. It's been going on, especially on TikTok. TikTok's notorious for this stuff. And they just think they can hide behind a little phone or a computer, and they think there's no consequences and repercussions to the things they do. You don't have to be voiceful about what you do behind the scenes. Just know that. You don't have to come out and say it like Marlon. You don't have to do that. Just take note and do your work in silence a lot of times. And guess what? When they get that phone call or they're knocking on that door, you're going to show them who's in charge. And it's not them. Phone can only save you. I see. I got enough time. I'm retired. I got enough time on my hands and money. I can just pop up in your city and knock on your door. That's how gangsta I am with mine. But I'm not going to do that because I'm in school still. But when I'm out of school, it's on and pop.
So now that I've entered my information, and I can show you guys again, this is the phase I'm at. I'm going to enter all the information I have. I'm at the 5th part, and this is exactly what I'm going to go. I'm going to put the information I have about her here. I'm going to put everything else. I'm going to verify this, and I'm going to send it off. Because I'm done. I'm fully done with people doing this. I'm fully done. Every time now, I'm going to blaze you so people understand that I'm sick and tired, and then I'm going to report you.
You're good, Chris.
Yep.
It's a Machiavellian. You know, you get to be hyper violent once and never again. So hopefully people learn the lesson.
Hard head creates a soft what?
Butt.
Butt. Hard head creates a soft bottom.
The understanding now should be, if you come here, and I've told you multiple times to leave us alone, and you don't, you are now considered a cyber harasser and a bullier.
And this is for
deal it accordingly.
And this is for anybody, not just this situation. If you're getting cyber harassed and bullied on TikTok, any platform, just do what Marlon did. This doesn't take much. You screenshot everything, you record everything, and you send it to the FBI. They're going to look into it. So just do what you got to do silently. That's all you got to do. You can shut people down like that. You just got to have the proof. And it has to be worth their time.
Yeah, period. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to send it off, and we're good to go. This is a good advice for everyone else out there. If you have this going on, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you're on, and there are people that will not leave you alone, screenshot everything. Do not be afraid to submit the information to the FBI. That's what they're there for. They have a cyber stalker division that will deal with this. There's a local phone number. I will also be calling that too. And I will make sure that she pays the consequence for not leaving us alone. I have a history. I have Corey's word. We still have all our videos with her in it. We can tell you exactly how long it's been. I have her whole video now of her page. It's there. So for other people, this is what you need to do. Even if you have to go off on them first and tell them so that they have no equivocations about you telling them to leave you alone, it's in your favor. You do that, make sure it's done. And once it's done, if they come back, you have a case. It is a serious thing because there are some people not as tough-skinned as me. And people like Lisa could drive people to suicide. I'm not joking. That's legit stuff.
Very true.
There are some people who are weaker-minded and don't have the kind of spine that some have. They're not thick-skinned. They just want to be left alone. And people like Lisa are out there messing with people like that. And look, just recently, someone on TikTok did this.
Oh,
he was a cosplay guy. He wore a mask and he just did his stuff. And somebody harassed him and accused him of something that he never did. And the man killed himself.
And then the people that accused him came out and apologized for accusing him, but it was too late.
Too late. So don't think this is a joke. This is not a joke. Just because I know how to handle people like that does not mean everybody does.
Nope.
And she will go around to somebody else and do this, and they may not be as thick-skinned, and they will resort to something that they only think is possible for them to do, and that might be suicide.
Yeah. And here's the one thing about me, you know, I have a lot of friends on TikTok, and I talk to some of them outside of TikTok personally. I told a friend not too long ago, somebody was harassing her, and I was like, tag me. I always say tag me or send me the video or let me know. Put me in, coach. If you get to a point, I'm dead serious on this, and you're getting harassed to the point to where you can't take it, put me in, coach, because I can take it and I can dish it. TikTok ain't nothing to me. That's entertainment. I can lose it and be my 12th, 13th page. I don't care. If you're getting harassed to the point, contact any of us, and Jay Lee's really good at it. Jay Lee, between Jay Lee and Marlon, we got you. We got you. All right, just find us on social media, TikTok, wherever, Facebook, and we got you.
This is it. Like it's dead serious. It's he. And by the way, that guy is not the first. There have been there are people. Mel. Okay, many of you may not have known about Mel, but Mel was my friend. Okay, Mel was my friend. I met Mel. Okay. Mel was driven to suicide by people who did not know how to stop and leave people alone. This is not something, it's not a joke. When people tell you leave them alone, you know what you do? Leave them alone. Just leave them alone. You don't know what that person or how strong that person is or how weak that person is. You don't know. And some people don't care. Mel tried to avoid these people, and they kept coming after her. They found her on every platform she had, made video after video about her, lied about this woman, berated her. They made her life a living hell, and she felt the only option she had was death.
I remember that day too.
Unlike Mel, I ain't that.
Nope.
One of us gonna hit the dirt before the other, and it ain't gonna be me.
Tell people I will show up at your front door.
Y'all think
I'm that guy.
Y'all think this is a joke?
It ain't no joke.
I will resort first to getting the authorities involved. If the authorities don't do nothing and you come back up, don't do it. All I'm saying is don't do it. Don't.
Lydia asked when she died. So she died on the 29th of October of last year. Last year. It's been a little over, it's been about a year since she passed, but I'll never forget that day. No. I remember.
It's a dead serious, and I'm sorry to turn into this, but it might be for somebody else out there. This might be it's always for somebody. This always happens for some other reason, and it might be for somebody else out there. Lisa is a prime example of when people don't stop for an answer, stuff can happen. Yes, I'm thick-skinned. Bro is thick-skinned. Jay Lee is thick-skinned. Coy is thick-skinned. Other people out there may not be. And people like Lisa don't know when to stop, and they don't want to stop because they love misery. I will not, however, be the one that will be the one falling. I'll be the last standing. Just like with 1968, who learned his lesson the hard way. You come at me, I'm going to give you the chance to stop. But if you don't stop, I'm putting you on blast in front of the FBI. And when they find you, don't come running to me and saying I shouldn't have done nothing. I'm glad I did. Because trust me, when I tell them what kind of headache it's caused me, and if I were a weaker person that I would have committed suicide, you're done. You're done. If I even mention suicide, you're done.
And again, you know, I've been against not suicide. I've been against bullying my whole life. You know, I was the oldest kid. I was the one fighting other people that were bullying my siblings. I was the one always standing up for people, and I was a little guy. So this isn't just some social media thing for me. This is stuff I went through. You know, and I used to protect people, and I was bullied myself. So I really frown on bullying, whether it's in person, whether it's cyberbullying, whether any type of bullying, because you don't know where somebody's mental state is at when you're bullying. People on these outlets, whatever you're on, come to social media as an escape. That's where they come to escape, to share their life. Maybe some of these people don't have people they can talk to. They don't have family members. So they come to escape their reality that they're living in, and then get bullied to a place that they thought was safe. It's just another punch in the gut. And Mel's not the first one to take her life. There's been multiple creators that have taken their life from online bullying. And these people aren't held accountable. So come to us. We're going to hold people accountable. You know, we're tired of this. You know, this has to end. And the only way to hold people accountable is by getting the right people involved. And we have many resources, many resources. Mark my words, we have resources to get these people and to put them on blast. And we will put them on blast. Screenshot me, find me on TikTok, whatever you got to do. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Find us. Email us. Our email's on our page. Email us. Send us a screenshot. Send us a link of people that have been harassing you, and we will get them. And it's not revenge. It's the reckoning.
It's a reckoning. Exactly. It's a good word. It's a reckoning. It's another R word. It's a reckoning. I will be the last one to throw the stone. Trust me. And I'm going to break the mess out of your window. We're going to freeze this winter. You're going to freeze this winter. Your page is going to be gone before dawn.
We will get you.
Your page going to be gone before dawn. But look, I have put up with bullying my whole life. Okay. It caused me to go to get self-defense classes. And I don't mean just random bullying when people call me names. I have been a victim of gangs jumping up on me and beating me down. I've been a victim of that. I have been to the point where I want to kill myself and tried 3 times to kill myself. I understand what bullying can do. I'm not speaking from a position where I have not been, and I don't know what it can do to your mind. I came out the other end stronger. Yeah. But only after I went to the complete darkness that it brought me to.
That's right.
But I told myself I would never get back there. Could be nobody else is ever going to bring me to that point. If I have to stand up in the middle of the street and scream, I will not be brought back to that point. 3 different occasions I have thought and tried suicide. 3. 2 of them was because of bullying, and 1 was because I was in a dark place.
Been there.
I will not be brought to that position again. You gonna end before I do. I'm not gonna go back there, which is why I took this so seriously, because trust and believe me, if these people are not made an example of, they will carry that same behavior to somebody else with a weaker constitution, and they will not be in the same kind of frame of mind I am, and they will do something egregious themselves. And people like Lisa will not care and laugh. And then she'll move on to the next victim, and she will feel no remorse.
That's right.
And she will leave trails of bodies in her wake, and nobody will tell her anything.
That's right.
But I will.
While she laughs off the app like she did something.
No.
So instead of, if you're not strong enough to engage these dark-spirited people, and you guys, if you go to my TikTok, you'll see how I am. You know, I'm a very peaceful person. I am. I swear, I'm anti-this, anti-war, anti-bullying. I'm very peaceful, but I'm not passive. That's what I tell people. You know, I'm smiling, I'm dancing, I'm cooking, I'm doing all my stuff, but don't take that as being weak. Do not take it as being weak, because the most humble, quietest people are the ones you got to worry about, because there's another side of them that you don't want to mess with.
Period.
So if they're messing with you and you can't handle it, hit us up. I promise you, I guarantee we're going to handle it. And people that know me on TikTok and other apps know that I always ask. I always put me in, tag me, because I'll take that heat off of you. I will take it off of you, let it divert towards me, and take all that trauma and everything off of you. And I'll take the trauma, because I've been through it all. I've been there, done that. You know, nothing affects me.
Yeah, it ain't worth it, people. It ain't worth it. Stand up for yourself. For yourself first.
Yep.
Because if you ain't strong, nobody else is. This is just look at it, and you see how the lesson applies to how America should operate.
Yep.
You see how this lesson applies to how America should operate. Deal with yourself, fix yourself, so that when you are strong enough, then you could help. The same way in the airplane, if the plane's going down, what do they tell you to do? The mask on yourself first, and then take care of the next person. Because if you pass out, you can't give the mask to your kid.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. This is a lesson that had to be taught, and it landed right back into the same pocket we started off with the topic at hand, because what it was supposed to.
That's right.
It was supposed to. So if people in here have problems, please understand that you have people in your corner, and that we'll be here for you. But also understand that standing up for yourself is not wrong. Don't let nobody make you feel bad for standing up to yourself. And don't let nobody else make you feel bad for berating somebody that came at you first. If they fired the first punch, they should be strong enough to handle the counter. Mike Tyson wasn't wrong. Everybody got a plan. They got popped in the mouth. She had a plan. She got popped in the mouth, and all of a sudden,
thank you, mister.
You gay, you gay.
If you lay hands, expect to get hands.
Hands laid upon, yeah.
And in her case, equal rights, equal fights. So
yeah, but everyone's
lefts.
Kathy asks, "What's my my TikTok name?" It's the same. So I'm the only. Well, there might be more, but nobody can duplicate me, because nobody can be me.
Nobody look like him either.
Yeah. Hey, this is 47 years old. I think I'm doing pretty good, unlike that Lisa chick. But yeah, it's the same name, but just put base bro kitchen, and you'll find me.
In any case, it was valuable, whether people believe it or not. This was valuable, because I'm sure somebody out there who isn't conversating in the chats right now is listening, and they don't want to say, but they've learned something and they feel more empowered because of what just happened. I know that for a fact. So for you, that person, feel free to reach out to us. It is not a problem for you to reach out to us. Please do. Let me see if is the email in here. Yes, there it is. Feel free to reach out to us via email. We got your back. We got you. For the rest of you, if there's somebody that needs your help, stand up for them, please. If you got a strong constitution, because I know people like Barbara got a strong constitution. You don't want to mess with Barbara. Barbara is former military, and she got that old soul, and she'll wipe the floor with you. I know that about Barbara, so don't mess with Barbara. Reach out to people like Barbara. She got your back. Kat is another one. Chris is another one. There are tons of us in here.
Another one
that will mess you up if you mess with their people. So
that's right.
Y'all start creating a community where you guys talk to each other.
Yeah, go to the Savage Patriots Facebook page. That's for you guys.
Join it up.
You guys can create group chats in there. You guys can communicate outside the lives in the Savage Patriots Facebook page.
Go do it.
There for you. Do it.
The community is much needed, because as you see today. No, sorry, Barbara. I didn't have to tell nobody. If they go to your page, they're gonna see what I'm talking about. That's not me telling nobody.
How you chop somebody?
Okay, look. Yeah.
Barbara's a sweetheart, though.
No. Barbara making you think she's a sweetheart.
Well, that's the best time
until you say something stupid to Barbara, and then all of a sudden, what's his name, Super Grand show up, and you're done. Okay. Super Grand will show up and wipe.
All right, but at the end of the day, we understand. Keep your eyes on this conflict, man. Keep your eyes on this conflict. Not everything is what it seems. We are living in the Truman Show right now. Everything is an illusion. Everything is a rich man's trick. So do not buy in the narrative like Lisa does. Don't buy into the narrative of this side and that side. You got to look outside of both those sides because there's only one person controlling both sides. One person up top. And I'm not talking about the creator. I'm talking about somebody with a lot of money up top, controlling both sides, feeding both sides, getting us to hate each other because of what they're doing. So don't buy into it. Look with a, what's the lens I'm looking for? An objective lens. And don't buy into it. Use your critical thinking skills. If something don't look right, it ain't right. It doesn't matter. If it's not right, it's not right. And call out the bull crap and share it and be voiceful like Marlon. Like the Savage Patriots. Get your voice out there. Don't be scared of ridicule. Don't be scared of somebody talking about you. Don't be scared of somebody put you down. Speak what's on your mind and get it out to the masses. I'm just saying.
Yep. And then in any case, we'll be around. We'll be back on Friday. We have our live on Saturday with our Rumble. I may end up moving this to Rumble. So I know it doesn't get taken and removed.
That'd be better.
Once it's removed, it's not going to come back. So I have to make sure I download it, and I will put it up on the Rumble channel so you can go see it there. That way it's saved in posterity, and I can have it all for myself, and I know it's going to be safe.
Before we go, Marlon, did the other two figure out their topic for the Rumble show? Because it comes pretty fast.
No, they have not.
I'll hit you up.
Actually, I did figure out mine, I think.
Well, inbox it so I have it, so I write it down.
Oh, I was just going to tell you, it's the Mothman of Chernobyl.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
If you don't know what the Mothman is, it'll be fun.
It's funny. It's more comedic, right? Yeah, I know who the Mothman is. It's funny though.
Mothman.
So
about the Fall of the West.
So the only one left is a white adjacent guy. So.
No, I just said it. Mine's the Fall of the West, and you can see it through the Passport Bros.
The Fall of the West. Got it.
Okay. And mine's the pyramids, and I'm going deep into pyramids because I like going.
And
deep.
Mine, I've changed mine. It is now going to be the fake Jews.
What's the date, Marlon?
It's going to be the fake Jews of 1968.
Oh, that'd be a good topic since Lisa wants to bring it up. Let go into that, Marlon. Nah, that's a little too deep.
Man, I can't.
She can't keep up.
That's like me trying to make a live about Jack Frost. It don't exist. Come on now.
I mean, maybe one of these times we should explain all these kind of fringe crazy.
We should.
Things.
That'd be a good. I think we could make that for the next Rumble event.
Rumble. Like the Black Israelites, Like
yeah. Oh gosh, that'd be good. I know lots about that.
Oh, them guys right there.
I know lots about that.
Like most people, I don't think understand what these fringe things are.
Yeah.
You got the Black Israelites.
We'll call it Fringe. Well, we can't call it Fringe Friday. I'll have to figure a good name to fit it in for Saturday.
Yeah. You got the Black Israelites fighting the Palestinians. Then you got BLM.
Yeah,
fighting the white rights.
They're right up there with the Nazis and the Aryan thing. Yeah. Like it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good one. I think that'll be for the Saturday after this one. We'll just plan on that.
For another Rumble? Back to back?
No. The following time. The
Rumble after this one.
The Rumble after.
We'll catch up with you guys then. Mr. Lee, can you take us out, sir?
So like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a great night. We'll see y'all Friday. Don't forget Rumble.
Peace.